reinvest in business and the quality of that reinvestment. Okay, yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. Let me see where we're at right now. Alright, just made it to West Baltimore. What are the bodies of water that surround India? We have Bay of Bengal on the east coast, Arabian Sea on the west coast, Indian Ocean on the south coast. So east, west, south. Alright. Problem does Bangladesh have with water? Flooding, unfortunately. Bay of Bengal. So empirically, that just means verified by data, or using data to come to a conclusion. What happens when the claims on financial assets are too high relative to the money available to meet them? So I think in this case then, financial assets can be thought of as debts, so loans, or equity, so stocks, maybe even derivatives. Those can get a bit complex. But when the claims on financial assets are too high relative to the money available to meet them, that usually means that the balance sheet of companies in the economy have more financial assets, so more debts, more, I guess, equity relative to the actual cash or value that's generated from those assets. And in that case, you usually want a deleveraging so that you're reducing the outstanding claims on these assets, and that can, I think, level the playing field in the sense that you're able to reduce the number of claims so that everyone eventually gets paid back. There's not enough money that exists to meet all the obligations of these financial assets. Yeah, so this was a bit shaky. I don't know exactly what I should add for this, but I'll put this as hard for now. Statistically measure risk using the covariance. I'm gonna go through the derivation maybe later today if I have some time. Yeah. What is the impact of Great Britain in the creation of India and Pakistan? Okay, so this is actually pretty interesting. I think this was around the 1950s when Great Britain ended up leaving India, actually. So they used to have I don't know if you would classify it as a mercantilist type of economy. I think mercantilism is the idea of you kind of have this motherland, in that case the island of the United Kingdom, and you have colonies that would kind of supply a lot of value to the motherland. So maybe kind of like Hunger Games and how the capital system works. You have different districts and then you have a single capital which pretty much absorbs all the wealth. I think that's how Great Britain's economy works from the 16 to maybe 1900s. So when Great Britain left, they actually divided India and Pakistan into two different countries. I think they were the ones that actually split them up. And I want to say Pakistan ended up getting fucked over this. I think that's what Tim Marshall said. I'm trying to think. So there's a few things to think about here. I think religion was a big problem at that time. So you have, I want to say it's either Sunni or Shia. I think maybe Shia Muslims were I would say there's three religions. Okay, so there's Islam, Hinduism, and then Buddhism. And then specifically maybe Shia Muslims and the Islam part. But I remember vaguely that there was kind of this worry among some of the religions and some of the states that were being formed in governments. I think the Indian government was pro-Hinduism, pro-Buddhism, and anti-Islam at the time. And so that might have caused this migration of Muslims from India to Pakistan, and then Hindus in the Pakistani region ended up fleeing back to India. But I want to say that there's this one strip of land that causes a lot of tension between India and Pakistan today. I honestly don't remember what it's called, but I think that was maybe a region where the two religions were kind of mixed. So I think some of the conflict did stem from the religious beliefs of some of the citizens there. And India itself, I mean, if you look at the size of Pakistan and India, I think India is maybe twice the size of Pakistan. And then it also received a lot of the really nice fertile land and this huge coast where you have the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, and then also the Bay of Bengal on the right side. So you have fertile land, a lot of water, so it's good for trade, it's good for agriculture, and I think that in itself favored India. Pakistan, I think, is very barren. It has a lot of non-fertile land. I think a lot of the country's land is far away from the coast, and there's a decent amount of deserts and maybe uninhabitable land as well. Okay, so I talked about a lot, but okay, it seems like Great Britain left India in 1947 after World War II. Okay, I totally forgot about this. So there's actually East and West Pakistan. East Pakistan eventually became Bangladesh, it seems like. Okay, I'm going to have to reread that. I kind of forgot some of the details. But I guess, so India is right here in the middle. I don't think Bangladesh and Pakistan actually touch. So maybe there's kind of this separation between the two countries. Unless my geography is messed up. I don't fully remember. Alright, well, made it to Baltimore, so I'm going to have to walk over to the office right now. Wish me luck. It's my first day, so thanks for tuning into the stream. See you guys in the next one.